Coming up on News Live at 6, La Casita is premiering a brand new exhibit. We have all the details on what you can see at the Cultural Arts Center.
Plus, President Biden gave his final speech to the United Nations General Assembly. What was said and more.
And the career fair is going on inside the dome until 7 o'clock. Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Happening right now, the Fall Career and Internship Fair is underway in the Dome. Welcome into News Live at 6. I'm Lauren Holdmeyer.
And I'm Kaitlin Campbell. The Fall Career and Internship Fair is an opportunity for students to network with professionals in their future desired careers.
The fair started at 3 this afternoon and will continue until 7 this evening. Our Jude Baserman joins us now live from the Dome. Jude, what can students expect?
Well, thanks, Lauren and Kaitlin. Hundreds of employers are inside the Dome, right behind me, connecting with students, trying to launch their career or find an internship. But this fair isn't just for one specific program or major. There's diversity from engineering to education to advertising. The options are endless.
There's so much opportunity for full-time employment, part-time employment, internships.
There's something for everyone at the career fair. But with so many programs, tables, and companies to look at, preparation is the best way SU students can get the most out of the career fair.
Doing some pre-work, looking at what opportunities you're most interested in, being able to articulate what your goals are and who you are within a 30-second time frame.
While the time students have at the fair is limited, not nearly enough to get to every table, it's important to not speed through the fair.
I would say don't stress it, don't rush it, prepare for it.
But the career fair isn't just for students to find jobs. It's designed for companies to help find students and new graduates to hire.
They are here specifically to talk to you, to talk to students, and they're friendly and they're very educated in their fields.
And while the fair is almost over, there's more events going on the rest of the week that help students launch their career or find an internship. For more information, visit careerservices.syr.edu. Reporting for Live at 6 and Citrus TV, I'm Jude Baserman.
Thank you, Jude. La Casita Cultural Center hosted an exhibition opening this weekend, showcasing the work of Puerto Rican artist Manuel Matias.
Citrus TV reporter Cami Bremer is here in studio with us. Cami, what is the new exhibit bringing to the university?
Thanks, Kaitlin. I got the chance to check out Weird Barrio at La Casita this weekend. The exhibit offers a unique perspective on Latino life in Syracuse, and I got to learn some of the inspiration behind the artist's work. This past weekend, Syracuse-based Puerto Rican artist Manuel Matias presented his new exhibit, Weird Barrio, an intriguing collection of miniature three-dimensional dioramas that depict the Latino experience of Syracuse and Central New York in familiar scenes and landscapes. Matias shared with Citrus TV more behind the collection.
My Puerto Rican culture is infused in almost all of my art. It's like my grandmother's apartment, and then things that don't necessarily say, hey, I'm Puerto Rican, there's not a sign, but the trash can has something that's called Café Bustelo, which is a coffee that is prevalent in a lot of Puerto Rican homes and stuff like that. So these things that if you're part of the culture, you wouldn't know that it's part of the culture without me saying, hey, this is Puerto Rican. So every artwork has a different process, and it's always going to be different.
A wonderful celebration of culture and art, and seems like everyone had a great time. Definitely a must visit for those interested in Latino art in Syracuse. Reporting in studio, I'm Cami Bremer, Citrus TV News.
Thank you so much, Cami. Syracuse Information Technology Services announces that MySlice will be unavailable from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. this Saturday. The website will be undergoing an update. MySlice and all services accessed solely through the portal will be unavailable to students and staff. Blackboard, Syracuse Outlook, and DegreeWorks will still be up and running during these hours. The full list of impacted systems include the Human Campus Management System, Campus Solutions, and the Financial System. Students are encouraged to plan ahead.
The Barnes Center will be hosting a Chalk the Walk initiative on the quad now through this Friday for Suicide Prevention Month. The goal is to spread supportive messages that normalize conversations of mental health and wellness. Students are encouraged to show up and decorate the walkway by Hendricks Chapel with their favorite positive motto. Pet therapy will also be taking place on the quad for students tomorrow at noon and on Friday.
The Syracuse University London program has a new director. Stephanie Saliwoda has more than 20 years of experience at Oxford University. She has served as the director of Stanford University's overseas study at Oxford for the past 8 years. Saliwoda takes over the London program from Troy Gordon. Gordon is assuming a new role with the university as director of global teaching and learning across all Syracuse Abroad centers.
Well, it's officially fall. Lucky for us here in Syracuse, 2 upstate New York locations have been named among the best places to see fall foliage in the country. According to USA Today's 10 Best, the Adirondacks and the Finger Lakes are the 10th and 8th best place to see the leaves change. Other locations include the Berkshires, the Blue Ridge Mountains, and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Well, I feel like today really felt like fall, Lauren. I mean, we saw those high temperatures last week, but today I had to pull out like a long sleeve sweater.
And I feel like this is honestly the first time yet this year that we're needing that jacket, that long sleeve, which is fitting considering the first day of fall was just over the weekend.
Wow.
But yeah, our Tyler O'Donnell is here today to tell us if that fall weather is going to stick around or if we're going to see a second summer. Tyler.
I'll tell you one thing, second summer, that'd be a sight to behold. The first summer was just hot enough. I can't imagine a second one. Now, it feels like just last week that I was out on the quad with the hammock, laying in the breeze, delivering you all the local sun weather, but now it's getting a bit stormy outside as some overcast skies are kind of taking over our temperature. 67 right now. We had those storms kind of rolling at the end of the day with a little sprinkling of rain. Nothing too intense though, and that's going to kind of continue throughout the rest of the Syracuse area. We're seeing a lot of those 61, 67s. Binghamton is down to 63, but we're kind of still in that rough early fall stage where things are still pretty warm, but not really dipping into the cool temperatures yet. Now tonight, that rain's going to continue. You saw it a little bit today, and it's only going to last a little bit longer. It's going to go into 61 degrees with some scattered showers continuing until morning. And that's all I got for you guys right now, and back to the desk for more.
Tyler, thank you. Well, St. Joseph's Health Hospital announced this week that patients under Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield are at high risk of losing access to coverage. Patients are receiving letters explaining that the current agreement between the insurance company and the hospital's parent company will expire on January 1st. The letter says, quote, low and delayed payments and frequently denied patient claims have been too common with Excellus, end quote. St. Joseph's Health recommends patients to contact Excellus, urging them to reconsider their critical health care needs. And local Onondaga County residents are claiming the 17 districts of Onondaga County legislature must be redrawn again for the 2025 election. This demand was brought to the county court due to gerrymandering claims that were never resolved. Democratic leaders and Republican county officials have agreed to settle this lawsuit this Friday.
Construction is beginning on a new 110-room hotel in Salina. Home 2 Suites, a Hilton brand hotel, will be near Homewood Suites and is expected to open early next year. The Salina town supervisor says the new hotel will help fill the need for Micron employees working on the new computer chip project in Clay.
Schenectady police say a 12-year-old has been arrested after making threats on Snapchat. According to the police, they were made aware of the post from the FBI last night. The post stated, quote, I'm shooting the school tomorrow, end quote. Police were able to track the threat back to a house in Schenectady's Mount Pleasant neighborhood. The 12-year-old was arrested and his parents surrendered a shotgun to officers for safekeeping. The department says there is no additional threat to safety.
Syracuse lawyers are now asking judges to let them enter houses for routine inspections when landlords apply for the city's rental registry. In just the past month, the city has requested about 40 inspection warrants. City officials say the registry is a critical tool to identify each property's owner or local manager. It also helps to ensure compliance with building codes. Now, landlords are fighting the city in court, claiming city officials who want to conduct these interior inspections are legally pressuring landlords.
Now to the latest, the New York State Police are working to identify the suspect in a hit and run in Lafayette. Syracuse resident Joshua Conway was struck by a dark SUV that fled the scene Saturday night. According to police, Conway was taken to Upstate Medical Hospital with serious injuries. Anyone with information related to the investigation should contact the numbers on your screen.
Governor Hochul announced this morning she is standing with the Biden administration for a multi-million-dollar investment in New York's workforce. Newark will be training employees for the 500-person wind energy apprenticeship program, which will support offshore wind projects. $2.3 million is budgeted for these projects. Hochul says the program will find balance for the growing economy and the energy that is needed to support that. 3 wind projects are set to be completed by 2026. President Joe Biden gave his final speech to the United Nations General Assembly in New York earlier today. Biden spoke about the war in Ukraine and called for ceasefire negotiations between Israel and Hamas.
Biden emphasized that the choices made today will be large factors for future generations. He then closed his speech by saying, quote, "Some things are more important than staying in power," in reference to his decision to abandon his re-election campaign during the summer.
Coming up on News Live at 6, the Justice Department is suing a financial giant. Why it's in legal trouble.
And a former NFL quarterback has announced new health issues. All that and more after these messages.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Oh, okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
Welcome to my house. Lately, not my happy place. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The parents were not themselves. My little brothers were morphing into small creatures. The walls were closing in. Clearly, a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. And there's a lot of that going around right now. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It might not get you out of the house, but it could help you find a little more breathing room.
You're watching Citrus TV News live at 6 with Lauren Holdmeyer, Kaitlin Campbell, and Tyler Oldano. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. The Justice Department says it filed an antitrust lawsuit against Visa earlier today. The financial giant is accused of unfairly stifling competition in debit cards.
The lawsuit stems from a years-long investigation attempting to target corporate middlemen that the Justice Department says needlessly increase fees. According to the DOJ, the company generates over $7 billion in processing fees per year. The government claims Visa has deterred other companies like PayPal and Square from entering the debit card market.
Retired NFL quarterback Brett Favre says he has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. The former Green Bay Packers quarterback told a congressional committee as part of his testimony on a welfare misspending scandal in Mississippi.
Favre told the committee he invested in welfare money into a biotech company because it claimed to be developing concussion treatments. While the cause of Parkinson's is unknown and he has no known connections to head injuries, Favre estimates he has experienced thousands of concussions during his NFL career.
And now to the latest on the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. The Israeli military traded fire with Hezbollah again today, and the death toll has climbed to over 550 people. Thousands of people fled from Lebanon during the midst of the war, leaving families displaced today.
Israel also says it killed a top commander of Hezbollah during the fire today. U.S. officials are saying that Biden administration is talking with allies about finding a way to de-escalate the tensions between Israel and Hezbollah.
The second assassination attempt on the former president has led Trump to question the ability of federal law enforcement. Trump said in a campaign statement on Monday, "Our justice system is corrupt and discredited, especially as it pertains to the 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Let Florida handle the case."
This statement comes after Trump's ongoing attempt to discredit federal law enforcement. Prosecutors argued on Monday for ongoing detention of the suspect for the latest assassination attempt on the former president.
And sticking with Florida, a state of emergency has been declared in several counties as Tropical Storm Helene is forecasted to touch down in just a few days.
Our Tyler Oldano joins us with what exactly Florida residents could be facing.
Well, thank you guys so much. Tropical Storm Helene is currently, as just said, a tropical storm, but experts are saying it could be getting up to a hurricane once it actually makes landfall. Now, the question is, where exactly will it land? Well, according to the National Hurricane Center, it's going to be going right up against Florida's west coast, possibly going through that Panhandle region. But just because those shaded areas don't really show all the cities being affected doesn't mean that there won't be any kind of flooding or storm surges. Cities like Sarasota have already actually gotten an evacuation order out for some of their areas. If you recognize that name, they were just hit by Hurricane Debbie a few months ago, back early in August, actually. So they've been hit relatively recently, and they're still recovering. Hurricane Debbie has caused a lot of flooding for the area, and now they're just worried it can happen again. So where could it hit? Well, it's most likely going to be hitting on Cuba as well. There's coming right through that lower area. You can see it right over there, coming up and over through the Panhandle. And what exactly Florida residents are going to be facing, it's not entirely sure, but a lot of evacuation orders have been called, and a state of emergency has been declared for 61 counties across the state. I'll have a bit more about that and a lot more about our 5-day weather coming up right after the break.
Hi, my name is Sadie Miller.
My name is Luke Brady. I go by St. Luke.
So this one I started with this guitar lick.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to CitrusTV News Live at 6. Let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. We're seeing a lot of rain on the calendar. Actually, not that much, just 2 days. But for what we've had recently, that's a lot. It's been pretty much sun for the past few weeks. And, well, we are going to be having our first few days of rain, besides Monday, of course, coming up. Wednesday and Thursday, 70 to 75 are going to be the highs, and 63 and 54 are going to be those lows. Now, take a look at Wednesday. We're going to be having some thunder in the night, according to our weather applications. They say that it's going to be a little bit of thunder happening throughout the Syracuse area, but nothing really too much to worry about. Rest of the week, Friday and Saturday, Sunday, that's going to be full of cloudy weather. 74, 76, and 77 are going to be your highs, and the lows seeing it around roughly 54 and 58. Now, since we're having a few of those rain days and we all want to get into the fall spirit, I wanted to educate you all on some of the things you could do that's fall themed while staying indoors. You could first go to Dust of the USA. They have a lot of great shops, and some of them are running some wonderful fall sales at the moment. You can do a fall movie, maybe some horror if you're into that kind of stuff. I know I am. Oh, excuse me. You can go to a spooky harvest festival. There's one actually being held this week here in Syracuse. And you can also see a comedy show. There's actually quite a few comedy shows happening around here in the city. And just enjoy the time. You don't even have to be outside and get enjoying in the fall mood. That's all I got for you guys right now. And back to you guys at the desk.
Well, Tyler, it seems like summer has officially come to a close, and something else that is closing is Kmart. Kmart announced that its last store in Bridgehampton, New York is set to close in late October. The chain still has a small Kmart store in Miami and a handful of stores in Guam and the U.S. Virgin Islands.
In its heyday, Kmart had more than 2,000 locations across the country. The company filed for bankruptcy more than 2 decades ago. Well, speaking of heydays, Andrew, what teams are experiencing this heyday in sports?
Well, I'll tell you, Kaitlin, it's not the Buffalo Bills, as they were in action last night on Monday Night Football for a big date with the Jaguars. Buffalo hope to remain unbeaten after coming off that thrashing last victory against Miami. We'll be right back after this. Stay with us.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner!
Go. Excellent. Soccer is fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
The Bills welcome in the Jaguars last night in a Monday Night Football clash. Welcome into sports. I'm Andrew Della-Piana. Buffalo was in search of its first win over Jacksonville since 2018. That was Josh Allen's rookie season. He's now 28 years old. The Bills were coming off a long rest after dominating the Dolphins last Thursday. Well, the Jags were desperate to avoid a 3-0 start. Let's get you out to Western New York. Highmark Stadium, the site for this clash between these two AFC teams, and James Cook getting on the board early for Buffalo on the first offensive drive. What a great addition he's been to the offense as he extends over the pylon for 6. Next offensive possession for Buffalo. Josh Allen scrambling out to his right, looking for somebody, and he finds Dalton Kincaid in the back of the end zone. The Buffalo offense buzzing 14-0 in favor of the Bills as we move towards the second quarter. Josh Allen, he continues to sling it around in the second frame. That's Keon Coleman, the rookie from Florida State, finds pay dirt for the first time in his career. Buffalo up big. And Trevor Lawrence trying to make something happen, but he overshoots it. Man, it's intercepted by Damar Hamlin, one of the best comeback stories in the NFL. His first career interception after suffering cardiac arrest just 20 months ago. Buffalo in front by 31. Brandon Strange on the touchdown reception for Jacksonville to kind of make this a ball game, but not really, because Ray Davis is going to punch it in from 4 yards out. The rookie, his first NFL touchdown. It is a Buffalo destruction as Josh Allen so happy about that victory. 47-10 the final as Buffalo moves to 3-0. As Josh Allen, though, unbelievable numbers for him so far. I can't tell if that's Josh Allen or if that's an alien. His 263 passing yards last night. Also had 4 passing touchdowns in the first half. Very similar start to 2020. He finished second in MVP voting that year, just behind Aaron Rodgers, who's won the award 4 times. But Buffalo, a 3-0 start for the first time since 2020. And again, that's when Josh Allen finished second in MVP voting. But back here on the Hill, Syracuse men's soccer is set to face Cornell tonight at the SU Soccer Stadium. The Orange are in search of some revenge after the Big Red pulled off the upset last year in Ithaca. SU was ranked number 7 at the time, but let's take a deeper dive into this match here in Central New York. You want to keep an eye out for Big Red striker Alex Harris. He's already got 5 goals in the first 6 games to start the campaign. Sophomore was named Ivy League Rookie of the Year just a season ago. Leads the team in conference in points, goals, shots, you name it. Kickoff scheduled for 7 o'clock. Make sure to follow at @JoshRitchie_04 on X for live in-game updates. Well, let's get you back to the gridiron. Syracuse football still shaking off that loss to Stanford back on Friday night. The Orange fell on a last-second field goal, but that play was set up after the Cardinal converted on a crucial 4th and 9 to keep the drive alive. Head coach Fran Brown spoke with the media yesterday. He did some reflecting over the weekend about how that final possession went down.
That one was that, but that totally was not Clarence Lewis when it comes to that catch, because everybody's on it. That's completely Coach Fran. It was bad on myself, not on our defensive staff, not on anybody else. That was myself. That was a bad situation. I put Clarence in a bad situation, and the results went that way, so that's completely me.
The A in DART, that stands for accountability, and that's exactly what the head coach did there. But let's get to the Diamond, though, where perhaps the most important series of the MLB regular season takes place this week in the ATL. The Mets face the Braves in a 3-game set, but there might be only one postseason spot for these two teams. That's because New York holds a 2-game lead in the NL wildcard race. If the Mets win at least 2 of those games, they get a postseason berth. But bad news for New York, though. All-star shortstop Francisco Lindor dealing with some lower back discomfort and will miss his 8th straight game tonight. But Kaitlin, you don't have to worry about the NL East anymore because your Phillies clinched last night the division.
Very happy about that. You know, I feel like there's some finally some hope with Phillies sports. You know, after the Eagles, now the Phillies. You know, Hudson said something last week.
I mean, he said that there was no chance for them to make the postseason even. Excuse me? This team has been over 30 games over 500 the entire season. Hudson Ridley, shame on you. The Phillies might win a World Series this year.
That's great to hear.
Love to hear it. You know, I'm a Kansas City Royals fan.
Oh, so they are still in the mix in the AL, so don't worry about that.
We'll see what happens.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Andrew. Yeah. And that's all we have for right now. But when we return, Tyler will have one last look at your weather.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
I don't remember how it started.
North of that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Let's take a look at our wake-up weather for tomorrow morning. Now, tomorrow it's going to be kind of like today. We're going to have some rain coming in, but it's not going to be too heavy. It's going to be relatively light. It's going to clear up actually by noon. It's going to be overcast for a few hours, and then we're going to come back with some wonderful rain in the evening, guys. It's going to be... We're going to have a little bit of sun coming in through the rest of the week, but for these next 2 days, it's just going to be some pure rain. Sorry to say.
Well, that's okay because you know what you can do? Dance in the rain. Get ready to just dance because longtime pop star Lady Gaga is releasing a new album on Friday titled Harlequin to accompany the new Joker movie in which Gaga stars as Harley Quinn. This new movie hits theaters on October 4th.
Some of the song titles on this 13-track album include Smile, That's Entertainment, Oh and the Saints, and more. I mean, I love Lady Gaga. My personal favorite song is Poker Face, but what about you guys?
That's a good one. Mine has to be Bad Romance, I have to say.
Same here,
Yep.
same here.
Well, you know how you wake Lady Gaga up, right?
How do you do it?
You poke her face.
That's terrible.
Good one, Andrew.
I kid.
What about you? What's your favorite song?
I think it has to be Poker Face.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic. That's all the time we have for you on Citrus TV News Live at 6 for this Tuesday.
Don't forget you can follow us on X and Instagram at CitrusTV News. Now for the entire Citrus TV News team, I'm Kaitlin Campbell.
And I'm Lauren Holdmeyer. Have a great night, Syracuse.